Okay, so let's get into the arms and the legs now. So we have our stick figure here, and we'll just our awesome stick figure. Okay, and we want to add the arms and legs on here. So the first step would be to go to our stick figure arms and legs. Like so. The next step would be to view that in three-dimensional space. So if I was to draw an arm over this, and we'll go into all the detail about anatomy later, but for now we'll just getting the representation of this arm in here. Okay, so what we want to do with this arm is we want to make this arm three-dimensional. So just to keep these separated, actually let's go orange. So essentially the arm is a tube. So your arm is round, it curves around like this, and it's long, which makes it a tube or a cylinder. Okay, so we would represent that with a cylinder for the upper arm bone and a cylinder for the lower arm bone. And just for simplicity's sake, just so it's easier to understand, I'll just get rid of these bits here like that. And for the shoulder muscle, it's essentially a ball, so we'd just chuck a ball over here like this. Okay, so let's make this guy red so it's nice and easy to understand, and we're just going to chuck some of these lines in here so it's easier for you guys to see how I'm getting to that point. So this is the path we will take. So our stick figure, then we will take it into these cylinder shapes, and then into the anatomy. So let's merge this down, and let's start drawing some arms. So again, we'll start with our stick figure. Again, I would do my shoulder as a ball or a circle. And you can put a little circle where the elbow is if you want, but you don't need to, it's not necessary. Knock it back. And then put our cylinders in. Now where this really starts to become useful is when we start to, instead of moving the arm in a two-dimensional space, we start to move it in a three-dimensional space and bring the arm forwards. Perfect example of this would be a hand reaching. So again, we're not concentrating on the hand for the minute, so let's not worry too much about this. But we have our hand here and it's reaching forwards towards us. So chuck our shoulder back here. So this would be our stick figure representation of what it is. But then how do we make that look like it's in three-dimensional space? So the trick would be like this. Of course, as things get closer to you, they get larger. And then our next one. And that's probably a bit messy, so we'll just clean it up so you can see it. Just like this, and we'll take this hand in a second and we'll stick it where it needs to go. So let's take this guy here. And we would stick the hand right on the end there. Like that. And you can see how that looks. That the second one looks a lot more like it's coming towards you now. So let's get rid of this red hand. We don't need that guy anymore. It's a pretty simple and easy concept. So let's draw another one here. That would be our guy waving to us. And if you want, you can stick, and some people do, you can stick a circle in that elbow joint like that. I don't think it's necessary, but it's, you know, some people do and some people prefer to do that, and that's okay. We'll do one more arm, and that'll be the arm going away from us in space now. So if we nice big shoulder. For example, if we had something like this. And again, this does not look three-dimensional at the minute, but as soon as we get in here, we start putting our cylinders in, you can see the difference automatically. So ignore my crappy hands. Okay, so cylinders. Pretty simple, pretty easy. Alright, so leave this one here and we'll move on to the leg now.